Hello. This is so weird. How do guys do this? Because I feel like I'm holding a dick in my face.
Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like.
Welcome to Drunk Bitches Be Like. I'm Brandy.
I'm Mindy.
And this is all about two women, a few beers, some tipsy stories, and some drunk ideas.
Welcome. So we are coming to you not live, but alive from Columbus, Ohio.
Yes. We have traveled.
We have traveled from Dayton to Columbus. We were in a dart tournament this weekend.
We were.
So it was a good time.
It was. We played last night. So you were here most of the day. So it was a Saturday. Well, it was technically a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Friday and Saturday were like open games people could join. And then Sunday was a tournament that we actually qualified for.
Right.
So you were here Friday and Saturday and played in some of those games.
Right. The husband and I played the first open cricket because that's the only way you can play a mixed game is in the opens. So women can do, so a 2-woman team can do opens, or you can do ladies.
Can't do both.
Or you can do a mixed couple.
In open.
Yeah, open, but you can't have your husband join you in ladies doubles.
Yeah.
So we did open doubles cricket poorly.
I mean,
I don't know how they paired us, but they paired us with the dart vendors.
oh.
Those guys actually play really well.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, too. This is another element to the whole tournament, which I think I noticed, and I think this is why some people got placed where they did in the brackets. So they use a program. If anybody darts out there, they have a program called Dart Connect that they use. And so when you join Dart Connect, you can set up a free account, or you can pay for like a subscription, and it's only like $24 a month. Or not $24 a month, it's $24 a year. But they it keeps track. You use it as a scoring application, basically, so you don't have to do the math. But also, it keeps track of like your points per darts and things like that. And I noticed when, so I came up Saturday late, and me and Mindy did the 501 ladies doubles. But I noticed on the online app when I was looking at like the brackets and things like that, if you are on Dart Connect and have a history of playing with it and it has your like points per darts and things like that, I think they use that as somewhat of a ranking system. So if you've never used Dart Connect and you're not in the system, then I feel like you're just like bottom of the barrel. So like people who use it get ranked higher, and so they get like to play well, and they probably are better players too because they've been using it.
I mean, I feel like that's an incorrect assumption.
Right. Because just because you're using it doesn't mean you're good. But
yeah, because we play cricket at home. We've been playing a lot of 01 while I was qualifying and practicing. But I enjoy playing cricket more than 01.
I enjoy playing cricket more than 01, but I'm better at 01 than I am at cricket, I think.
I'm usually better at cricket, but that was not how Saturday morning went. They what do they call it in baseball where like I don't know. Not bases loaded, but like they didn't walk us. I don't forget what the
Grand
word
Slam?
is. No, I forget what the word is. It's basically like they won and we weren't even like on the board. Like we weren't closing. We weren't.
It was a closeout or something.
Yeah.
Like
So
yeah,
I'm not sure what you called it. I want to say they dog walked us, but that's something completely different.
I mean,
also they did that. Sorry, I'm trying to take my makeup off and now I'm just getting it in my eyeballs.
it's actually kind of fun to watch because you're getting like half of it on certain eyes, and then like you have like half a black, and then
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut this. So
it's kind of like fun makeup because you've got like like dots, so it's like it's like artistic makeup.
oh god.
Oh, now you just got it in your eyeball.
Yep, I'll just do the whole podcast with my eyes closed.
Hey, it's a podcast. You don't need to see.
All right. I might need to read from my phone at some point. Now I have mascara all over my pants, which you guys don't realize how that's happening. Like, I am not that flexible. So we they caught us sleeping. I don't know if that's the right term. So we at one point we got points.
Hey.
I think they got like 39 points the first round and we managed to get 16. And then they closed their 16s. And the only reason we got 16 is because I hit a trip single.
Nice.
And I don't know if you guys don't know what the dart words are, just go look them up. I'm not going to explain the whole thing on here.
The numbers are 1 through 20.
So, and then it was just, I wasn't hitting things that I meant to, but Honey and I play at home and like we're viciously competitive. I sent you a picture where he hit a single. So you have to do this thing to decide who goes first. And we do it like we do on dart night. Even though we're at home, we aren't like, oh, you go, honey. Oh, no, after you. We don't do that. It's not the kind of family I live in. There's this thing called diddle, which it's closest to the bull gets to start the game. And starting the game is an advantage. Specifically in cricket, starting the game is an advantage.
Yeah.
So cricket, you play 20 through 15, and then bulls, and you're supposed to get 3 of everything. And hopefully you get it first, and then you win. But if you shut it down, if you get 3 of something and the other person doesn't, then you get to just keep getting points.
I'm just baby.
I'm like,
Fine.
are you like? I was like, what are you doing?
I'm
are
having
you
a small
Are you
seizure.
air traffic control? Like, am I not landing right? Do I need to go left? Do I need to go left?
I'm holding a microphone and I feel the need to wave it around.
So when we were at home, it's vicious. So when we I sent that picture to the dart team because so we did the thing called diddle, which sounds dirty. It's not. Do you want a diddle? I'll diddle. Show me one. Literally, this is how it is. You won the diddle. Great. Do you want to show me one or do you want me to show you one? You show me one. Great. So he won the diddle. Or no, he won to go first on the diddle. And so he goes up and he hits a single bull, which if you have seen a dartboard, it's the
outer circle.
Right. It's the outer. So bullseye is the red dot in the middle, and then there's a circle outside of that, and that's it's
a single bull.
It's a single bull.
Yeah.
So it's a single bull. But the way he did it is that if you throw your dart at the bottom of that ring, you effectively are blocking the bullseye.
Yeah.
Depending on how your dart goes in. And so my husband, the asshole, his dart went in at like a 45-degree angle,
At the
blocked the
bottom.
entire thing on the bottom. So I went up there and like, I don't lob darts, but I kind of like shot high and hoped it dropped it down to a bullseye. I sent a picture to everybody and it was like, we are not competitive at all. And then we tend to run the score up on each other, which is like, I'm like, we have to play this like we're playing a game.
Yeah.
So if we run each other up to 200, 250 points before we close, we don't care.
See, that's one thing I don't like about cricket. I don't like the points. Like, I get it. Like, I get the whole point system and everything else. But like, when we're in the middle of a game and I'm like, I have 3 darts and we have 3 things I need to close. But like, also we have an open bed. I'm like, I don't want to waste my darts going after points when I could end the game.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I get the advantage to it because if you score points, then they can't close things and go out before you because they have
Right.
to get points before they can leave. So I understand it. I just don't like it.
So this all led into the Dart Connect thing. So I feel like we got paired with people who were way outside of our range because we used Dart Connect to do like our games. Like we sign in with our accounts and do Dart Connect. So when you're running points on each other, like up to 189 and 200, you tend to make it look like you're a better cricket player than you are. But if you're just playing each other,
then
I mean, if we were shitty cricket players and could only hit 20s and he could only hit 19s, then we could just fucking trade back and forth all day long, which is kind of what we do.
Yeah.
So, and then you came into town.
Yeah, I came into town Saturday and we played some doubles, and then you were in another triples game, and I came back to the hotel, and I got yelled at.
No. Tell everybody what you were doing, because I was like, do you want to come down and play singles, or are you going to be like coming down here for doubles, which start at like 5:00? By the way, everything started on time until they got to open doubles and women's doubles. And
Yeah.
then we were an hour behind. And then by the time they got to the triples, they were an hour and a half behind. I was up way too goddamn late.
Yeah. So I was going to try and make it down for singles, which started at 1:30 on Saturday. But I didn't get out of town until noon. So I literally checked into the hotel at like 1:15. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it over there. And I knew that our doubles game didn't start till 5 p.m. So I was like, all right. So I got checked into the hotel. And as I was leaving the house, my boyfriend was asleep most of the morning. I woke up at like 8:30 in the morning and started like organizing things and packing some stuff to go for the weekend. And he finally comes down at like 11:15. And I'm in the middle of like closing up my suitcase and stuff in the living room. And he looks at me and goes, "You're coming back on Monday, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're going to be gone for 2 days." And I was like, "Yeah, 2 days." And he's just looking at my luggage. And I was like, "Okay, well, here's the thing." And he was like, "You're taking the cricket?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, I've had all this stuff that I need to work on." And I was like, my thing is I feel like I'm going to get to the hotel and have a couple hours. And then we're going to play a game. And then I don't know what we're doing later tonight. But like, if I only play one game, then I can go back to the hotel and I'm going to have a few hours on my hands so I can get some shit done. Because I'm going to be in a hotel room all by myself with nobody to distract me. So I brought the cricket so I could get some Christmas presents and things done. And then I also brought all the podcast equipment.
So that you can put Michigan on shit.
Yeah, I've got a Michigan pile. It's the only pile I haven't done yet, though. So, like, I saved that for last because that shit's for me. The other stuff is, like, for other people. So I'm like, I got all that shit done first. But, yeah, so I brought the cricket. I brought the podcasting equipment. So, like, I have one of those giant suitcases, rolling suitcases, that you can't actually travel with anymore because you have to check it on an airplane, but you can't check it because if you fill it up, it's more than 50 pounds and you're only allowed to have 50 pounds.
Right.
So I'm like, there's no way you can actually, it's not a usable suitcase. So I took the giant suitcase and put the cricket in there. And then I had a bag of all the cricket rolls. And then I had a bag with my clothes in it. And then I had a bag with the podcasting equipment. And then I had, like, you know.
What did you look like coming in here?
So mostly it just looked like, actually.
Like, did you have to pull up in the atrium and get a cart?
No, because when I checked in and they asked me what floor I wanted to be on, I said I wanted to be on the first floor because I knew I had a ton of shit, which really was only one large bag, a book bag, and the book bag that I had, the book bag with my laptop, fit in the giant suitcase with the cricket and everything else.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like all of those bags I put in the giant suitcase. So really, outside of the giant suitcase, it was just one bag of... Here, let me turn this one on over here. It's very bright in this room, and Mindy's like, "I'm turning off this light," and then it got real dark.
I have mascara
There.
and
How's
makeup.
that?
Nope, that's not going to
that's
work.
worse.
I'll just turn this
All
one
right.
back on.
I can turn on the bed lights.
That one made it look like I was under interrogation because you were in the dark and I couldn't see your face.
and you were lit up.
Yeah, and I'm like, seeing faces is very important to me.
So I had the giant suitcase. I had a like giant Kohl's bag that had all of the sweatshirts and like paraphernalia that I wanted to put stuff from the cricket on. And then I had a book bag that is actually a cooler that had all of my alcohol in it for the weekend.
It's very handy.
It came in very handy because we ended up booking the wrong hotel.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I booked the wrong weekend at the wrong hotel and then rebooked at the wrong hotel, but right weekend and still didn't notice. Here's the thing. There is a Courtyard Marriott,
Okay.
a Marriott,
Yeah.
and some other kind of Marriott on this road.
We're next to the airport. And so there are multiple Marriotts. And when we got...
I'm going to assume that every city I've been in,
Yeah.
like the airport is next to a loop of hotels.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there are 3 Marriotts here, 4. 3?
I think there's 3 in the immediate vicinity, and then there's another one closer.
So if you put in Airport Marriott,
Oh, yeah.
I took the first one that came up because
Yeah.
I thought it was called Airport Marriott.
Well, and here's where it gets confusing, too, because when we got we got an email sent to us when we qualified or whatever that was like, "Hey, congratulations, you made the team, blah, blah, blah." And they, like, in the entire email, there was never a single word about which hotel we were staying at.
No
or
address.
no address, nothing. And so...
Just a link that
Yeah.
said, go get a hotel room here. And we determined that we were not going to get doubles because those are shitty beds to sleep in.
Well, that's the thing. It didn't even have a link.
Oh,
You
I
got
sent
that,
you a link.
You got that somewhere else. So I texted Mindy and said, hey, these people are so unorganized. We don't even have like the hotel or anything else we're staying at. And granted, I could have gone and done my own research. And
Oh,
looked up
you
the
know what it
tournament and
was?
everything.
Do you know how we got fucked up?
Yeah.
Is because they reserved blocks of doubles
Yeah.
for $99 a night.
Right.
But when I was looking at Courtyard Marriott, the
Yeah.
doubles were $99 a night.
Oh, no. This hotel also had a block of rooms.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened. So you told me Courtyard Airport Marriott. And I said, okay. So I looked up Courtyard Airport Marriott. And when I got to the thing, they had a block of rooms that was discounted for the dart people. So I was like, okay, clearly this is the right hotel, right? Because why would they have a block of rooms for the dart
Right.
people if they're not the right fucking hotel? Well, it turns out they weren't the hotel. So you had booked the hotel. and
Also, there
I
are not
booked it.
enough people at this tournament to need 2 hotels.
No.
Although I'm glad that we got this one.
Yeah, I mean, I am happy that we stayed across the street.
Yeah.
The other one was very loud because there's lots of people everywhere. But yeah,
You could just go upstairs and get your alcohol and come back downstairs. We
Yeah.
had to cross the road like chickens.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Why the chicken crossed the road? Because my beer's over there.
Right.
God damn it.
But I mean, I think it worked out because we both booked the wrong hotel, but you booked the wrong hotel and the wrong weekend initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thankfully we found that out like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, something like that. And then I was like, can I move it? And they said you have to cancel it, but then there's a cancellation fee. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I still want the room. I just want it
Modified. It's not
at
canceled.
another
It's
time.
modified.
And they said, let me call the property. And the property said, if she rebooks, then we'll cancel this and charge no cancellation. So like they would refund me the money, but not until I paid money for the room, which was fine. But I couldn't use my night anymore because I use hotels.com. So then I couldn't use my night. But I was like, okay, well, I want Saturday, Sunday. Of course, it's the dart tournament. I want Saturday, Sunday. And they gave me a price. And I was like, what's Friday, Saturday, Sunday look like? It was like $10 or $15 cheaper than 2 nights. And I was like, well, I'm going up 3 nights. Fuck
Yeah.
it. So that's why my husband came up.
Yeah. Which worked out, I think. It was a nice weekend.
It was nice. We had a nice little date night. Went and got what you should do when you're staying in a hotel sharing one bathroom. We went and got Mexican.
Yeah, right. That's the move right there.
Yep. That's okay. He brought the poopery and the like poopery gives like cute little names to each of their scents that have nothing to do with the scents. And I got in his like some manly pack and it's called Trap a Crap.
Nice.
So he left the Trap a Crap at the hotel.
I mean, that was very nice of him.
It was very nice. We travel with it because we don't share a bathroom at home.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Like, I mean, I go pee in his, but that's because it's in our bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't. We only have 2 bathrooms, but the one doesn't have a shower or anything else, and it's a half bath, and it's in the bedroom. And quite frankly, I feel like
so weird.
Yeah. Well, I feel like my house when it was built didn't have a bathroom because the bathroom feels like it was a 4th bedroom that they
they were
turned
like,
into a
oh,
bathroom
okay. And
once
they were-
plumbing got invented.
Oh, like the big bathroom?
yeah.
Okay.
So I think that was a small bedroom that they turned into a bathroom once plumbing came around.
But why was there? But where would you have bathed before that happened?
Outhouses. I don't know how did they do that in the 1800s? Like, there wasn't indoor plumbing.
But you had a bathroom.
I mean, I don't know.
Unless your half bath used to be a closet.
Well, the half bath I'm pretty sure used to be a closet because it's
All
the
right.
size of a closet. Yeah, that somebody just
You have to like make up your mind before you go in because you can't change it once you're in there.
I don't know.
It's not enough room.
Like, yeah, like the small like half bath, like I feel bad because there was nowhere to even put like the toilet paper roll. So it's on the back of the door because when you shut the door and you're sitting on the toilet, the door is directly in front of your face. So like that was the only place to put the toilet paper roll. Unless you want to get one of those freestanding things, which then it's just something else to kick that's like right in front of the toilet. And also it's up on a pedestal thing, so I can't reach the floor when I'm sitting on the toilet. So I got one of those squatty potty things to put in front of the toilet so that I can,
so that your
It's not so that
your
I'm
knees are
squatting.
above your.
No.
Yeah,
It's
it
so that
doesn't
I
work
can-
the way it should.
No, I'm just sitting like a normal human being when I have that in front of me. Because I was like, my legs would fall asleep like you're sitting on the toilet, and it's
I mean,
like
it's good for your partner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. As a dude, when you walk in there,
Squatting on it like Gollum.
he hates it because it's also a tiny toilet compared to the toilet in the other bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And so he hates like sitting on the toilet. So he'll use it to pee, But also when he uses that bathroom to pee, like he has to walk in and then try and shut the door behind him, and the toilet paper roll like hit him in the ass. So like, I'm like, it's just a very dysfunctional bathroom. So really, there's one bathroom we share, and then that one's for like emergencies or
Oh
if
my
somebody else
God.
is in the bathroom and you got to go.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We keep circling around these. Let's see. So we got the wrong hotel. I got the wrong weekend. We got
Yeah.
the wrong hotel, but it turned out to be nice because nobody's wandering the halls looking for their friends.
That's true.
It's like a roving band of darters.
It really is. And
Yes.
especially after they've been drinking all day. And
Right.
darting.
Saturday night's the party night,
Yeah.
but darts fly at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
And they don't get over till like late.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you start your last, the last tournament is called mixed trips. So you have to have at least one woman on a 3-person team. Mm-hmm. So, so it can be, 2 men, 1 woman, 2 women, 1 man, but you cannot have 3 women and you cannot have 3 men. So, because I was like, oh, we can just go like ladies, and they said no, you got to find a dude. So, I got invited at the last minute to be on. In all honesty, the 2 of them are way better darters, but I was fucking on fire, and then it all fell to shit.
Yeah, you guys were doing really good. So while I was sitting in my room cricketing, while Mindy was still playing darts, I came back to the hotel and was cricketing things. And she was there playing, but they have this lovely little app that you could watch the tournament.
I would have loved to have put that out on Twitter, but I don't need you people knowing what my last
Yeah.
name is, or Brandy's last name is, or it's fine. I
So,
mean, I
yeah.
love all of you like we're best friends, but I don't think that we should share last names.
Yeah. So I got to sit there and watch you guys like as you were playing, and I was like, all right. And like it would text me when you guys were like done with the game and stuff. It was fun.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we did great. Oh, what was that? Subway?
So much Subway today.
I've had Subway twice. I had Subway
a
yesterday.
bologna sandwich for lunch. I haven't had bologna since I was 10.
We were like, CC, Capicola.
Yeah. It said triple C, and I was like, I opened it and I was like, there are 3 slices of bologna on this sandwich. And then after you got done eating the sandwich, you looked in the box and realized the mayonnaise and mustard and all the condiments were like on the bottom. So it was a dry bologna sandwich.
Yeah. I mean, the dry ham sandwich.
I mean, I was
better.
thankful for it because it was free. And also, I was hungry. But
And then one of the lovely coaches, she made cream cheese ham dill dip.
oh, yeah.
I don't like ham salad. So like I'll eat ham with mayo on it. But
Yeah.
once you chop up ham and put it in mayo and call it ham salad, I want nothing to do with
I
it.
love ham salad.
Oh God, no. I don't eat chicken salad. I eat my mother-in-law's chicken salad, but otherwise I don't eat chicken salad. Tuna. Yes.
Yeah.
I will not eat ham. So she was like, do you want some of this? I was
I'll
like,
eat raw tuna, but not cooked tuna.
oh no. Like, I mean, tuna salad isn't cooked. It's just raw tuna with mayo.
No, the tuna's cooked before they mix it in with the mayo.
No, I just take it out of the can, dump it in a bowl, put mayo in it.
Well, canned tuna is cooked.
Oh, okay. That's what you don't like.
Yeah, I don't like cooked tuna.
You like ahi.
I like raw tuna when it's like bright
Gotcha.
red.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Tuna
Yeah.
in the can
So
is cooked.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. So yeah, no,
It's fishy.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I had Subway 3 times, and I thought they got rid of roast beef. So I went in
Oh.
and I ordered this sub. The guy started making it. So first of all, I'm like, okay, I want this sub. And he was like, okay. And I was like, no cheese. And then he just sat there staring at the directions for how to make the sub. And I was like, same thing, no cheese. Then he struggled to put ham on it. Like the 3 pieces of ham were together a little weird. So like 2 pieces were together and 1 piece was like
Off by
hanging out the
itself.
end. And he couldn't figure out how to, I was like, just fucking separate. Everybody has done this. You've been standing in line watching somebody struggle to do their job. And you're like, just, if you could just, can I just make my own fucking sandwich? Like,
Can I just come back and do it?
can you just put this up on the counter? I'll fix it. And you can take it back down and finish it. Also, it came with banana peppers and olives. And I was like, okay. And now lettuce, tomato, and whatever the hell the sauce is that's supposed to go on it. So as he's putting the meat on, I'm like, oh shit, you guys still have roast beef. Oh yeah.
He just went through a whole ordeal with ham. There's no way
Anyway,
you're
so I
gonna
just
roast
had a
beef after
weird
that.
thing. I wanted more stuff on it, but like more sauces.
Yeah.
Because I like a saucy sandwich.
Yeah.
So But no, I didn't want to fluster him anymore. He
No.
was very confused about how I was living my life. You want the banana peppers? No. Onions? No. Lettuce and tomato. Is there anything else I can put on it for you?
No.
Just the lettuce and tomato. I mean, I feel like I'd let you know.
Yeah.
Subway used to be better when they cut the little wedge in it.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
When they were true artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the sandwich stuff fit better.
Yeah.
That's why I like Jimmy John's.
I can't do Jimmy John's.
Why?
Fat fuck that owns it.
Oh.
He's a trophy hunter.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a big game trophy hunter.
Well, that's sad.
So like he's got tons of photos with him like sitting on top of rhinoceroses.
Oh, God.
And he basically is a rhinoceros himself. So yeah.
Did he actually like kill it? He like had somebody else do it? And then it
Oh
just sits
no,
on it?
I believe he's the kind of guy who goes and pays to be on a place that
Yeah.
has them. So like it's basically fish in a barrel, but
Yeah.
it's a rhinoceros or a tiger or it's just gross.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him money to go do that. So you do you, but with Jersey Mike's.
Oh, I
Penn
love
Station?
Jersey Mike's.
Penn Station.
Love Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Penn Station I haven't been to in a really long time, but I have always enjoyed them.
And Penn Station's got a great Reuben. This is scintillating. We're not high. We're just drunk. We've been living on sandwiches all weekend.
Sandwich Talk 101.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we've had a lot of Subway this weekend. But yeah, so we had the dart tournament today, and we got up and had to be over there and get team pictures and do that whole jazz. And we started our tournament at 10:30, and we ended probably around what 6:37.
Yeah.
So it went all day.
It's a long damn day.
It was a long day.
And so you end up playing 9 rounds, 3 games each round.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
technically 2 games.
yeah. Each person plays 2 games, but there's 3 games that you get pointed for because you play the first. You're on a team of 4, and you play the first game 4 against 4, the other team that you're playing, and then you split up and you do 2 versus 2, 2 versus 2. So there's 3 points, but there's you end up playing 2 games every round of
Right.
9 rounds.
So, and then we broke after round 5, which was like 20 till 3.
Yeah.
So we started at 10:30. At 20 till 3, we got lunch. And they were
Yeah.
like, you have to be back here at 3:10.
Yeah.
I'm like, good looking out. This sucks.
Yeah.
3:40. We got done. No, 2:40.
No, we got done. Well, so my team was done at 2:30 because I remember
Sorry.
looking at the clock when they were like, "You need to be back at 3:00," and I was like, "Nah, I got a half hour. Okay, go scarf down a sandwich and go back."
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and it kind of sucked though too when they broke for me because I feel like by round 5, I finally like the first 2 rounds were just awful. I was awful. Couldn't hit anything. And I felt like you finally got warmed up, and like by round 5, like round 4 and 5 were pretty good. 5 was excellent. I was like, yeah, we finally got some like good, and it's like, okay, go take a half hour break. And then we came back in round 6, I felt like was like starting back at square one.
Yeah. It was a little stiff. It was funny because I was like 6, 7, 8, we're done. And they're like, no, 9. I'm like, well, I knew that at the beginning of the day. But it's
But now we're just
fucking 5:30.
Well, and my thing is that like, okay, so when we're playing, so we play on a league, and during the week, like when you're playing, like you have so many different rounds of games and stuff, but like you're split up into like you do a 4-on-4 game, then you do 2-on-2, 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 and then you do 1-to-1 games. And like when we're playing in our leagues and stuff, it's like, okay, so if this 2-on-2 game finishes and the next game is a 1-on-1 game and those 2 people are available, they can go ahead and start.
Right.
And like start their game. Whereas today I felt like in the tournament, it was like you had to wait until every single team was done with their games before they would start the next round.
Yes.
So it was like if you finished fast, you're like, okay, so I have a break.
Even if the team that you're supposed to play is already
done.
finished,
Yeah.
you guys can't start.
Yeah,
until a
you don't
specific
start
time.
yet. And I feel like they should, if they could do that and like you could start the next
Sounds like you're
game.
getting weather
my
alerts.
God, it would be. I know. I didn't turn my. Oh, it's our darty people.
So here's another thing that has happened. We are on a 15-person text chain. And it gets chatty. So fucking chatty with unnecessary shit. I'm like, can you tell me what he wants? We all got a text from somebody last night, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what this text says. How drunk are you? Did you respond?
I did not. I did.
I refuse to participate in this.
I said something earlier. I thanked people and I moved on with my life. You know, it was a good experience, and it was my first year. Mindy went last year, so I had no idea what to expect and what the fuck I was doing. So everybody was super helpful on the team.
Yeah,
And very we had practices and stuff like that.
they're great. They are right. The men are out for themselves. I'm like, they don't play with a sense of team. Or
Not
we
at all.
do.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know if they practice together.
I don't think they did.
And then what's sad is that there are like 3 really good darters. So there's the kid with initials. There's another kid with initials. They're children.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're over 18, but they're, for all intents and
They're
purposes,
bebes.
children. Yeah. And then one of the guys whose dad was like a beloved member of Dayton, he plays on Columbus. I think he lives in Dayton. That's the other thing, is there are Dayton people who play in Cincinnati and Columbus.
Yeah, which I don't get, because Cincinnati and Columbus are larger markets, so you would think that there'd be a larger pool for them to draw from. So stop sailing to Dayton people.
So first of all, it doesn't matter if you play. Here's what I was trying to. Who was I talking about this with? And one of the people on our team. I'm not going to name names. No, not on our team. It was a person who, the big place in Huber that we've been practicing. This lady from there, and she said, well, I don't think you should be able to play on the Cincinnati team if you're from Dayton. And I said, well, then you have to determine what's Dayton.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
you have to determine what counties are Cincinnati and Dayton. I was like, that has to be agreed upon. I was like, and then Cleveland goes on forever.
That's true.
Because there's not, if you're not from Ohio, there's not shit between Columbus and Cleveland. There's like Toledo and Akron, but
That's true. Dayton kind of mashes up in between Columbus and Cincinnati over in the corner. So
Yeah,
we
so
have
it's-
communities that are like communal.
Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus,
Yeah.
Cleveland.
But here's my thing. If you live in downtown Dayton and you're playing for the Columbus team,
Yeah.
that seems odd.
So I wonder if it's less competitive. That sounds shitty to say, but I wonder if it's less competitive.
It might be, which is weird. So Dayton's got this huge darting community, and then the city that's 4 times bigger is meh.
I mean, it's possible.
That's true.
Although I can't imagine it. We have such a hard time getting teams.
Yeah.
They effectively run off most new teams.
The thing is once you get into this community and you know all the terms and everything else, it's
Yeah.
they just assume that anybody else coming in knows those things.
They're I don't know how to explain this in a nice way to them, and I don't think there is a nice way to explain it. They are not ambassadors for the sport or the city or the association.
No.
You're mean sometimes. Not everybody.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are very nice. The women's team in particular, we all play on different teams for leagues.
Yeah.
Some of us don't play each other at all because Brandy and I are on basically a rec league.
Pretty much. Well, girls that are even on the team that qualified that don't even play in leagues.
Right. And then I think Minions is moving back up this year, and hopefully we'll have enough people that it doesn't.
Yeah.
If you do really well in league, your reward is to move up into another division. So if you're first place, and I think we have the lowest division, if you're first place in our division, then you get to go up to the next.
Oh, see, I always thought we were in the middle because we're in the middle of the sheet. But then again, we're Thursday, so they have everybody on there throughout the week, don't
Right. Gems are different than
they? Okay.
medals. I don't know
Yeah, I don't
what
know.
the fuck we are. We're copper, and I don't know what's above us. So we're the lowest medal.
Yeah.
So basically, we might as well just call us an alloy.
Once again, no explanation for any of it.
Yeah, we don't know the history about anything, but they'll get to move up. And the last time they got to move up, they were like, also everybody else gets to move up because we don't have enough people.
Right. So they just chucked everybody. And it's okay, so they didn't actually move up. They're still in the same league with all the same people, and they're going to kick our ass again.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not fair. That's fine. I don't mind. I like them.
I like playing them. They're nice people. So,
Oh my gosh.
they're fun to play, but we always get our asses kicked.
I think I told you about this, but so we're down there playing the mixed trips,
Yeah.
601, and excuse me, what city was it? It doesn't matter. We played the girl today, and So 2 guys, 1 girl were playing against them. And this one guy kept going up. There are rules in darts. You don't touch your darts before you write down your score. You don't cover your darts. So meaning that like if your dart is on the cusp of 3 and 19 and you put your whole hand over it, I can't see if it's a 3 or a 19. So if you type in 19 and it's a 3, I don't really know.
Right. Also, it's darts, so if you do that, you're shitty.
Yeah. So the main thing that you should never do is pull your darts out before you've typed anything into the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And he did it twice before my teammate said something to him. Hey, don't do that. Then he got shitty with my teammate.
Yeah.
And then he lied about it because he was like, well, I pulled my darts on my 26. What are you so worried about that? And I was like, no, you pulled your darts on what you said was an 80, and none of us can tell you whether it was an 80 or not because you pulled your goddamn darts.
Yeah.
And then he legitimately, so then it was an argument. And I checked with the wife of the teammate, and I was like, was he going to throw hands? We're going to have to bail your husband out? And she was like, no, he would have backed down. He wouldn't have liked it, but he would have, gone up and been like, hey,
Yeah.
and told the people who run the thing. And, and we're not Karen-y kind of people. There were some fucking Karens there.
Yeah.
But the kid then legitimately went up, missed the board, got a 12, went to type it in, looked back at his dart, looked back at the board, pulled his dart, and then typed
the 12.
it in. So I was like, and he came back and apologized, but only because like some girl on his team told him that he was being an asshole. The wife on my team was like, I think he came back and apologized because she said, she told him, don't be a dick. And I said, yeah, he's being a dick. I don't think that I didn't hear her say what she said, but we think she heard what I said.
Yeah.
Like that I was, yeah. So anyway, so he came back and apologized, but it was bad juju and we beat them and then I fucking fell apart. I choke with very little on the line. I was like, there's my 6.
Yeah, it's all right. I feel like I had a few rounds today where it was just like all I could hit was 1s and 5s.
Yeah, but you were like a goddamn all-star
Going out, yeah, which is never how I am during league, so it was very weird. It's like, oh, you need a 60? Yeah, here's a 20 double 20. Cool,
Especially
I'm out.
considered we played 501 doubles together on Saturday, and we didn't even show up. Like, we might as well have just sat back.
We won the first game.
Did. You're right.
Yeah, we won the first game, but the second and third game, I feel like the second game we hung in there a little bit. But then the third game, I feel like they just like flattened us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
So the most points, oh my God, this will lead into something else too. The most points that you can get on a dartboard are 180.
Yeah.
So it's a triple 20 3 times. So yeah, there were some people that were like, so throwing 100 points is a big deal.
Right.
So a double 20, a triple 20, triple 20, 220s, whatever. It's a big deal.
Right.
So I was doing what they call chalking, which is just standing up, putting score into a board so that people can just move faster. And my Brandy's twosome, whatever.
We had a game early on and
had 181 points left on the board.
Yep.
And you have to do what's called double out, meaning that you have to have an even number on the board to go out. So if you would have hit, let's see, we had 181 if this person would have done any odd number that left them 40.
Right.
Because that's the biggest double.
Well, and you couldn't even do anything that would leave you 40, I don't think, at that point. Because even if she hit 2, like, triple 20s, she would have had 120. And so then if you hit a triple 19.
Right.
Yeah, we would have had 4 points left, so we would have had to hit a double 2.
Right. So, so there's 181 on the board.
Also, can I just say I'm really impressed that I did that math that fast in my
Good
head.
job. We're all getting so much better at math now. My math got so bad when I was out of darts because then when I came back for this last season, I was like, oh,
yeah, it's hard.
4 19s is, keeping in mind 4 19s. I think I've added it wrong. Like I probably cheated us out of points today because I kept putting it in as 72.
Oh, see, and this is my thing on the Dart Connect thing. You don't have to do the math. You can just put in 19 times 4 plus
No, but in
whatever.
my head, 57 and 19 were. Yeah, it should have been 76, not 72.
Yeah.
I just now realized that. Anyway, so I was standing there watching the darts fly in. Boom, triple 20. Boom, triple 20. Great. Now all you have to do is make a leave. So 120. You've got 61 left over.
Hit an odd number.
Hit an odd number. Low odd number. A 1 is great, which I think is what she was going for.
Well, no, we all thought the second dart hit a 1.
Oh,
That's what happened.
right.
We thought her second dart hit a 1.
So triple 20. Shoom, triple 20. Waiting. Shoom, triple 20.
She got a 1080.
And I was like,
Highest thing you can score in
and
darts.
she just stopped.
And,
And I don't even think she got to the board. I think after the third dart flew, I think she might have known then that it was a 1080.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you want me to take your picture with it? She's like, no.
No, because she busted.
I
And you
don't care
can't be
about
left
busting.
with 1 point.
I don't care about busting. You got a 1080. I don't give a shit
I
what I'm
know.
doing.
You hit a 1080. That's impressive.
If we are playing 701 and I have 580 on the board and you have 2 and I hit a 1080, I'm still going to be fucking excited about it.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I felt so bad too because it's like that's such a like rare thing that you do, and she hit it at like
Okay,
the time where
here's
you
the
would bust.
equivalent. Hitting a 180, a 1080 is the equivalent of bowling a 300 game.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was real sad. I felt real bad for her because I thought her second dart was a 1 too, and we were looking at it, and she came back and she was like, "I thought it was a 1." And I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
And it sucks. So some of you might be saying like, why didn't you tell her? So if you're keeping score for people instead of them keeping score for themselves, you're not allowed to tell them anything unless they ask for it. So I couldn't have turned around and been like, voluntarily, I couldn't have turned around and said, it's 120. Like she could have said, was that a 1?
Right.
I could have said, no, it's triple 20. You've got a 120. But that's not what happened. So then we had the exact same thing happen across the room when you guys played the next round. 111 on the board.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
quite as bad as a 180, but I think you ended up with like, we had 111 and you got like a 138.
Yeah.
You were good too. You were
Yeah.
like, bam, bam, triple 15. And
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I was going for a 10 and I hit a triple 15 and I was like, son of a bitch. Triples all day long. Like during the games, I was not hitting triples, but like when we got down to the end there, I was shooting pretty well as far as getting the numbers we needed to get to go out.
Yeah.
And I was hitting my doubles when we needed to go out pretty well. But I'm like, I had a 111 and I wasn't hitting shit all day. And it's the one time I hit like, over 100.
Yeah, you were poised.
Yeah.
It was very painful.
Yeah. It was not pleasant.
Oh, God, this subway is killing me. Also, I have a line of beer.
I know. I love your little line of beer that you have just
Take
going
a
over
picture
there.
of that. This couch has an armrest that's like almost down on the floor.
I like that you have also the rip in the couch. It's got a giant rip in the corner of it.
Yeah, shit, we stay at classy places.
Yep.
I will say staying here. So when my husband and I go on, our vacation spot is Indianapolis because it's 2 hours away. It's
Yeah.
not that bad of a drive. I looked at places in Columbus. They don't have like necessarily nicer places than Indianapolis. And if you get the hotels like around the convention center, you're around so much shit, so you can
Yeah.
just walk everywhere.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
And I feel like Columbus doesn't really have that.
No, because if you want to stay in a hotel that's downtown around all the stuff, it's like stupid expensive.
Yeah. So the past couple of times that we've gone to Indy, we have stayed places that. So for the anniversary, we stayed at the Omni Severn, which is far more bougie than either of us are. Like I'm going to be honest with you. It's the first hotel I've ever gone to where somebody greeted me at the door, unloaded all of our shit, took the vehicle away, and we're like, we'll meet you up at the front desk to find out what room you're in. And then the front desk was like, we'll let the bellman know where to bring your cart. And so like we went upstairs without having anything in our hands. And in my head, I'm like, they could just run away with our luggage and we're just going to be stuck here in our underwear.
I'd be like, wait, I don't get to go with my shit? Like,
Yeah.
wait, where's my stuff going?
Can you bring them with me?
Yeah, can I follow it? I don't.
So like 2 or 3 times that we've stayed there this year, I was like, oh, cool. Like we've had, a bellman. And then you go and stay at the Marriott Courtyard by the airport. And they have, well, number one, they have more carts than some of these fancy hotels have.
There's
But
carts
they're
everywhere.
like, you're on your own, bitch. And then worse, you can take a cart, but the elevators are behind fire doors.
Oh yeah, so trying to get the cart through the fire door is fucking ridiculous.
They're not even ADA.
Yeah, no.
You can't be handicapped in this hotel.
No.
I mean, not handicapped. You
Well-
can't be in a wheelchair in this hotel because you can't get those goddamn doors open.
Well, that's okay. So not how I got my big ass suitcase in. So I'm on the first floor, and my room is way all the way down the hallway towards the end. So there's a door like 2 rooms down.
Yeah.
So if you go out that door, there's a ramp that goes down in a parking lot right there. So I parked my car right there and then rolled my shit right up the ramp and came right in 2 doors down.
But I'm thinking like Bob in his wheelchair
Oh, yeah.
has to go into reception.
Yeah, and then go
check
back
in
out.
and go back out. And they're like, go to the far end of the building and there's a ramp down there. And if you could chair up the ramp, there's not an automatic button. Just back up to it. And do you have a motor?
Is there somebody that can hold the door for you?
Can you wedge your chair in it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So yeah, Bellman was out of the question.
yeah, no, that was definitely not a thing. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Your mom came up today.
Yeah, so I invited my mom up to come watch me play darts since we were in Columbus and she lives in the area.
Oh my god, even when she's supportive, she's critical.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you did that so well, so much better than the last time, but you still left a lot of shit up there. Yes.
She's very supportive. Like, I hit a couple of
She
really
was
nice.
very excited.
Yeah, she was very excited, and I hit a couple of really nice outshots and stuff like that. And so when
But
I
she
would,
has no idea what's going on, so
No.
she didn't know when to be supportive.
right, well,
necessarily.
and so I would do it, and she'd be like, "Oh, that was really good, great." She'd be really cheerful, but then like other times I'd go up there and hit things, and she'd go, "Well, why did you do that?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't mean to do that." Oh, yeah, that wasn't very good. I'm like,
And
no,
she's
it
like,
was not.
I used to play darts, and I'm like, well, go up there and do it now.
Which actually, so I started playing darts when I was a kid because, and I don't know that she wants me to tell people this, but like, it's like, I grew up, so we've talked about, I had multiple jobs and things like that. And I got this from my mother. So my mom always had like multiple jobs, but she worked at a bar when we were younger, a couple of different ones when we moved around and stuff.
Okay, well, first of all, let's lay this out there. First and foremost, today in 2022 in Ohio, you can take your children of any age into an establishment
Yeah.
that serves alcohol, not just a restaurant.
Yeah.
They can go to a bar. Now, the bar can say, hey, we don't really want this to happen. However, technically,
Yeah.
by law, your minor children can go into a 21 and up place with you.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yes. Also, if you get married in Ohio
Yeah.
and your spouse is 21 and you're not, they can buy you drinks and give you one, but you can't get a drink on your own.
Right. That makes sense.
They
to me.
become your guardian.
Right, because they're your guardian at that point, which is creepy, but also, yeah, I can see where that
I
would
knew a
work.
couple. She was 22. He was 19. They got married, and we were at the reception. And I was like, "Hey, did your wife get you that beer? You might want to put that down until she comes over."
That's fantastic.
Anyway, so darts.
But
you were a
yeah,
kid.
so she worked at a bar, and so like if I had to go with her to work until Dad picked us up or something like that, like I would go and I would stand there and play darts while she was getting the bar ready. And so then when we were growing up, like Mom always played darts. And so when we were growing up, I always had a dartboard in the house. There was always a dartboard in my house. I can't remember the last time I did not own a dartboard.
nice.
So like,
I mean, this was just a perk for your boyfriend, right?
yeah, so that's the thing. So like darts has always been a thing.
I mean, but was he like, "Let me introduce you to darts"? And you were
Well,
like, "Okay."
Actually, on our first date, so our very first
Did you
date,
whip his ass?
so no, but man, I was close to beating him.
That went over great.
So he's a big dart and pool guy, right? And he's very good at both. But he also has that thing where like he gets into his head and then he'll do very poorly because he gets, into his head and then he can't do it. So, but he's really good at it. And so on our first date, we went out to dinner and stuff, and then we went back to the bar, and there's a dartboard, and he was like, "Oh, you want to play darts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to play darts." So we got the bar darts out and just played darts on like the crappy board over in the corner, and we got down to it, and I almost beat him. Almost. He ended up winning, but I will say, I feel like that dart game is like the entire like.
It set the pace.
It set the pace and the entire like tone of our relationship.
The tone. It set the tone of your
relationship. It set the tone of
relationship.
our relationship, because I feel like had I beat him that game, I don't know that we would still be dating. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he would have been so pissed off that like I would have been like, well, fuck you if you're pissed off that I beat you, and then we wouldn't have been dating any longer. So, but like that's basically, things that he's really good at. He does not like getting beat at.
Right.
So, when he decided to like join the dart league and stuff like that, he asked if I wanted to do it, and I'm a busy human being just because I overbook myself doing lots of things. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is one thing we can do together that he enjoys doing. That's not my thing. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Well, and now, it's
because your stuff isn't work related. And his stuff is always work related.
Yeah.
Which I feel so, oh God, he's going to listen to this and punch me in the face. I feel like he is letting so much of his life pass him by.
Because he's concentrating on so much work
Because
stuff.
he's doing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, not that he's not living out what he imagined it to be. And oh my God, if you listen to this, don't even think that. But I stop and look at stuff that my husband and I aren't doing.
Right.
I'm 50. He's 38. I said to him the other day, because you had texted me this sad text message that you sent me. I was like, oh my God. No, not everybody.
I had a semi-mental breakdown one night at 11:30 p.m. and was real drunk and called each of my parents my sister, and I could tell my sister was super annoyed by talking to me. And so when I hung up, I texted Mindy and was like, "You talk to me when I'm drunk, so I feel like you're totally set up for
I'll
this."
text you, but we're not talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone at all.
And I'm good with that.
So you sent me this super sad text, and then I was telling my husband about it as we were heading to the bar, and I said, but it's hard when you look at it, because you had said, about your parents, whatever, and I was like, Mom's 74, 73, 70. Mom's what she is.
I don't care if people know this. I basically was like, I'm turning 40, and I feel like everybody's dying.
Yeah.
Like people are getting sick around me. People are starting to die more regularly. It's just, it feels very much so like I'm hitting 40 and I'm not 40 yet, but I'm getting there in 6 months. And it just feels like everybody around me is just
Well, I mean, someplace between 40 and 50, if there are people your age that weren't sick, then it starts to get weird. So when you don't hear from somebody on Facebook for a while and you go to their page and people are like, I'm going to miss you, man. You were such a, oh my God, you're dead.
Oh my God, what happened? Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so we're driving there and I was like, yeah, I get it. I worry about my mom and she's 73. Let's just put that out there. I was like, I worry about my mom. I said, my grandma lived until she was 92. And yes, if my voice is changing, it's because I cannot breathe through my nose right now. Nothing's going to stop it until I go back to my room that's set on 64 degrees.
I'm at 68.
No, it's just going to freeze you to death if I do that. So I was like, yeah, our parents, blah, blah, I get where she's coming from. And then I said, I mean, I am past the middle half of my life.
Yeah.
And I said, I have more years behind me than I have in front of me. The chances are that I, at 50, might have 20 or 25 years ahead of me. Hopefully more. But probably not more than 30,
and
considering
also,
how I lived.
You got to think about good years, too, that you can travel and do things. And
right.
Yeah.
So, so I was thinking, oh, there's shit that we're just not doing. And maybe we'll stay in the small house forever.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we do. Maybe I just keep driving this goddamn van until it dies. And then we just get one that's just as old. But then I was thinking of your partner and I was like, man, he's at the bar so much and it's so stressful. And I was like, we're not doing stuff because we're just not doing stuff. And if we put forth a concerted effort, we could do it. If somebody took away my credit cards.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
So, but I don't know why my mind instantly went to him, because I was like, oh, we just had his 42nd birthday.
Yeah.
And he is literally there 7 days a week. Or,
Yeah,
7, even though he
almost,
doesn't
yeah.
have to be. I think it was also because I was thinking of the fact that, you know, like there are, I'm getting back to it. Everybody follow me. There have been times that I'm like, oh, we should invite Brandy and her boyfriend to do this. Okay, we can't because he's working, or he's training somebody, or he has to be up in the morning to start doing something,
Yeah.
or it's the only night he has off and that she has off, and they don't want to hang out with other people. They just would rather do something together, because he's way more about that than you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, you love spending time with him, but you're like, I can be with you with other people and just be, you know.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, how many nights have we all missed hanging out together?
Right.
Not because like we're calling off things. We're just not available
Right.
to each other
Yeah.
to do stuff. And then I was like, the bigger picture, but you guys do more stuff than we do.
Well, but
You guys leave together for at least 2 weeks. I end up like with family.
so, well, and that's the problem. Like, we don't do that together. Like, I take vacations and things without him all the time. Like, I go on weekends. I like,
So you guys have been together a year less than
yeah,
than
that's
me
true.
and my husband.
That's true.
We have driven to Arizona and back together.
Okay.
First year of our relationship.
Yeah.
1 year, 2 months into our relationship, we took a cross country road trip.
That's brave.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what could have gone wrong there other than somebody having to fly home to avoid the other one.
I mean,
And so that was the first year. The second year we went to third year of our relationship. Not even third. Like we did this in October 2016 as we came up to June. So my dad passed away in June of 2017. And we ended up going to his sister's wedding in North Carolina in August. And then we drove down to St. George, Florida, which I'll never fucking do again. There's nothing to do once you get past Apalachicola, and Apalachicola sucks. So you're just going to further out in the water, more suck. So we did that. And then we've just done family things. Like we haven't, the following year we went to Myrtle Beach with mom. Loved going to Myrtle Beach with mom. It's not like you can, you know, while your mom's in the next room.
yeah.
So there's, you know, but then I look at you and your partner, and you guys are either on a cruise once a year, or you've been to Germany together. You've been to,
Well,
I will not go to Walt Disney World.
so here's the problem. So Germany, yes, we did. And we did do Harry Potter World. But like the cruises, I went on a cruise with my friend Kate. I went on a cruise with my mom. We've never done that. Now we did book one for next year. But like, this is my point, is that I booked it on Black Friday this year because they had a hell of a deal. And I was like, you know what? We're booking this shit.
Wait, you wanted to book it on Thursday and he made you wait, right?
He did because I was super drunk. No, wait. I wanted to book it on Wednesday and he made me wait because I was super drunk. And then I booked it on Thursday.
Oh, because we ended up being someplace together on that Wednesday. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it was. Or no, I ran into him and you were someplace else, and he was like, I don't know, I'm just trying to stop her from booking her cruise tonight. Like,
Yeah.
she's drunk shopping. I'm like, well, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that's so unlike her.
Right? So unlike me.
I
Horrible.
mean, normally you're just shopping for moo-moo's drunk, but
Right.
shopping for an entire goddamn cruise.
Well, so the cruise was already something that we were thinking and we were going to do. And I was going to look at it in January because I'm going on a cruise with my mom.
Right.
Again, part 2. We'll see how this one goes. And
Oh, I should say, we'll say this at the end too. This is going to be our last podcast of this one.
Yes.
For a few weeks.
Yes.
We need a break.
Because we've got holidays and then I'm going to be on a cruise for a week. And so, you know.
We're going to join a
Yeah.
couple of other shows, but
Yes.
we're not doing another one of
Yeah,
these until
until-
like mid-end January.
Yeah.
Just expect it.
But yeah, so we had talked about going on a cruise next year because I'm turning 40 and a good friend of mine is turning 50. And so we decided we wanted to do a cruise for our like birthday year, big birthday year. So we've been talking about it for probably 3
Yeah.
years.
Also, your friend Oh, it's Kat.
Oh, it's Kat. Yeah,
Also,
Kat.
Kat invited me, I think, on the episode.
Yeah.
last week.
Oh no, we've both been like, anybody else can come if they want to. I mean, I'm not like buying their shit, but like if anybody else wants to join in, they're more than welcome
She
to.
was like, you turned 50 this year. And I'm like, but I won't be 50 next year. And she was like, so?
who cares? It's fine. It doesn't matter. All of her friends can come. Everybody can come. But yeah, so we've been talking about it for 3 years. And I always heard that it was cheaper to book a cruise when you're on a cruise. So I was like, all right, well, me and Mom are going in January. So I'll see, if it's cheaper for me to book it while
So
I'm
we're
on
just
there.
going to have to PayPal you like $3,500.
Well, right. So that's the thing. So I was like, all right,
PayPal
well,
won't let you make a payment that big to somebody. They're like, is this drug money?
yeah, what is this about? No.
I can send you $1,000 a month.
This is services and I'm going to get taxed on that shit. So we've clearly been like prepping for this. And then I got an email, I think on Tuesday, the week of Black Friday of Thanksgiving. I like it's the week of Black Friday. No, it's the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's a week of
It's
Black
a holiday.
Friday.
It's a week of Black Friday. But I got an email that was like cruise specials. And I was like, what's this? And so I started looking at it and I was like, holy shit, there's like 3 cruise companies that are having like massive Black Friday sales. And I started looking into them and I started looking at where we wanted to go because my partner's not a huge like hot weather fan. And when I had talked to Kat's husband, he also was kind of like, oh, it'd be really cool to do like an Alaskan cruise. And we were thinking maybe Northeastern because I've never been up to like Maine. And I was like, that'd be really cool to go up there. And we were thinking about doing it in the fall. And I was like, that'd be really pretty. So when I was looking up the cruises, Alaskan cruises are pretty pricey.
And you have to fly.
And you have to fly cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, it's expensive to fly
I
cross
feel like
country.
if we could just like drive to Philadelphia. or
Right, then
Jersey.
it's fine. But so when I looked at the Black Friday deals, the cruises were buy one get one free, and then there was one cruise company in particular that was doing buy one get one free cruises, and also you could wrap your airfare in there, and they were doing buy one get one free airfare.
Nice.
And so I got us an Alaskan cruise for 7 days because I was like, it was like $2,000 a piece, but we got the cruise. I got a balcony room. I got airfare included in that. And because it was a Black Friday thing, they included premium drink packages plus Wi-Fi plus like all those little
Nice.
add-on things that just cost extra money that you don't think about until after you book the cruise.
Right.
And then you add those on and it's like, oh, I just spent an extra $1,000. So I was like, all right,
Get a
so
spa package.
not a spa package. Which-
you're not going to get a thermos spa that doesn't
Oh
exist.
my God, the thermal spa, I swear to God. Although we are on a bigger ship, so this one I think actually has a thermal spa. So,
I'm just
It's an
you guys
option.
don't know what we're talking about. Go back to the beginning of the year and listen
Yeah.
to Brandy who wants to go on vacation with Brandy because
Nobody
it's a shit
does.
show. And also, just because Brandy can get you on another cruise, that the person promised
Mm-hmm.
we will do this for you and it will be so much better because we have a thermal spa and
Yeah.
you can have full access to it.
yeah, you get full access because you're on the spa floor. Great.
Doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist. But yeah, so I booked it, but I'm like, okay, we're not going till next year in October. But with my partner, because of his work habits and everything else, it's like, all right, you have 10 months to prepare for this. This is what's happening. You are booked on it. So you need to make sure that that week you can leave and be unavailable because
Right.
you are going to be unavailable.
I'm not covering trivia.
No, it's fine.
Because people are mean. They're not mean.
Well,
They just have an expectation.
yeah.
Like, sorry, I'm not entertaining enough.
But yeah, I feel like he's, I love his dedication to what he does, and I know he wants to make it fantastic, and that's why he puts in so many hours and everything else. But you're right. There's a certain aspect where, like, I've gotten to the point now where I feel bad sometimes because I don't ask when he has days off or things. And so, like, he'll have a random day off and be like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? I don't have to do anything. And I was like, oh, I already made plans. I have this to do. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
See, that's kind of one of the best things about my husband is that, Dee and I went to go see Beth Stelling. So she's a comedian that was raised, she said she was raised in Dayton, Ohio. She was raised in Oakwood.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she might have been on like the poor side of Oakwood. I don't know. Her mom was a music teacher or whatever, but
Yeah, the poor side of Oakwood is like,
I mean, it kind of was because she was like, all we had to do was cross Irving. And I'm like, well, then that means you were at least within 3 blocks
I
of
feel
Irving.
like that's comparing Beverly Hills to Malibu.
Right. So, I mean, like my grandparents lived on Irving across the street from UD, but that is like last chance to not have any money
Right.
before you cross the street and give it all to UD.
Right.
Or your virginity to UD, whichever is happening.
Yeah,
So
I mean-
like going braless is a big issue. Anyway, so I don't know. They're just continuing on with like Thor and oh god. Anyway,
Well, I'm getting it on both sides now because I'm also on a work text chain, and I'm getting those texts also. So I'm like,
sorry, this is the most disjointed.
sorry.
Anyway,
No.
yeah. So she
Hey,
and I,
we've been drinking all day.
she and I went. So,
I had a Bloody Mary at like 10 a.m.
which I have to tell you, if you start drinking a beer every 30 minutes at like 10 o'clock in the morning, you are not drunk.
No. Well, especially because I brought I brought like, I was drinking Bud Light next.
But you were also doing like a couple of, you did like what, 3, 4
Oh, I
shots
took
of
3
Fireball?
fireball shots
Yeah.
all day. Yeah, they still nothing.
It's very expensive to drink here in the hotel too, because you can't bring in outside, and we don't drink Bud Light, so we couldn't bring in backpack beers
No.
because you can't hide craft beer.
I mean, I'll be honest. I did drink Bud Light that we bought in the actual dart place because I was like, I need a beer. My mom
Yeah.
was like, I always threw better drunk. And I was like, all right, give me a beer.
Yeah, but now I can't get drunk. So anyway, we went and saw Beth Stelling. It was a good show. She was doing her taping. Not my favorite material of hers. Whatever. It was nice. It was good. One of the guys from the Minions team was there, and he was like, I find it that funny. I was like, yeah, because you literally find some right-wing psycho comic funny. So I can see why you didn't like the female comic whose ending joke was, my dad was happy because I finally bombed at Planned Parenthood. And it's talking about like bombing at a comedy show
Oh,
at
God.
a Planned Parenthood
Yeah.
function. And so she texted me and she was like, hey, Nate Bargatze is coming into town in June. And I was like, great. I actually do have to take my husband to that one. So do you mind if he's the third wheel? And she just laughed. And she was like, no, it'll be like your guys' first date. where 4 of us were going to the comedy show. And then he said, do you want to go on a date? And I was like, you want to join us? I'll buy another ticket. It's Wiley's, so they don't have assigned seats. So if I show up with 5 people, we're fine.
Yep.
And I was like, cool. Also, Tom Papa is coming in March. And so we did this like, you buy that, I'll buy this. And then we have to figure out the prices in between. Like I bought a Beth Stelling ticket. She bought 3 of, I bought 2 of this. She bought 3 of this. I bought 3 of this. Now we have to average out what the price is that I have to pay her back. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that when I add him into things, people do not have an issue with it because
Yeah.
he's just the most super chill dude. And you might not even know he's there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that we're together for 2.5 hours and you're going to be like, oh, God, hey, how'd
Oh.
you get here?
There's another person here.
Oh,
I
also,
didn't even-
that's how he sneaks up on me in the bar, too, when I call him to come pick me up.
Right, I guess it's time to go.
As I'm running around the bar trying to hide from him. No,
I just want one more.
So, I mean, I get what you mean, like making, I always feel bad making
Yeah.
plans without him, but
So this year I kind of splurged for myself and I bought, because I was like, you know what? I do all these things and I do a lot of things for other people. Not that I don't enjoy them because I do. Like it makes me happy to do things to help out and other stuff. And I volunteer and do stuff. And I was like, you know what? There's something that I really want to do for myself. So I bought myself season tickets to the Dayton Broadway series.
really?
Yeah, and the ballet. So
I don't
have-
want to go to any ballets, but
Yeah.
I will go with you to anything.
any of the Broadways.
Musical.
Yeah, musical related. So I,
I mean,
did
even
that.
play plays.
Yeah.
I just don't like ballet.
Well, and that's fine. And I was like, okay, well, I really want to do this. So I got all the tickets, right? And I put them all on my calendar. And like each time one's like coming up, I'm like, okay, so I've got 2 tickets to all these things. So I got to like, okay, well, who am I inviting to this one? And I called Mom on one of them and I was like, oh, hey, I've got tickets to go to see this. Da, da, da. Would you want to go with me? And she goes, can your boyfriend not go? And I was like, oh, I didn't even ask him. Hold on. I should probably ask him first, huh? And she goes,
Do you want to go see people walk around on stage like
and she was like, yeah, you didn't ask him. And I was like, I just assumed he'd be unavailable. I don't know. So I was,
aren't on the aisles.
Yeah.
They're not especially. He doesn't have knee room. He doesn't want to come.
yeah. So I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, let me go ask him first. And she was like, yeah, ask him first. If he can't go, then I'll go. And I was like, okay. So of course I asked him and he could go. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to do that. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. So yeah, so he went with me. And then of course the next one he couldn't go and it got rearranged or whatever else. And so then I was like, hey mom, you want to go to this one? So like I feel like mom's always willing to go to that stuff. So she's just my automatic like, oh hey, yeah, you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to take mom to stuff like that, but I'm not sure that she can hear.
Yeah.
And the last time when we went and saw the Book of Mormon, we should have just gotten the headset to see if she could hear better.
Right.
I should have gotten the headset because frankly, we were in the nosebleed section and I'm like, is there people down there?
Right. Yeah.
The sound is so bad here. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I always try and think of him first, but
Yeah. I will say he's going to one of the ballet shows with me.
really?
Yeah. Now I did
Are you going to make him dress up?
No, I won't make him because it's a Sunday afternoon show.
Gotcha.
But we
So you're going to make him wear long pants instead of shorts?
yeah, pretty much. He'll have to wear jeans. But one of the benefits of having like the series is when you buy the series tickets, like if you have a showing that you can't go to, you can exchange the tickets for a different show, or you can exchange them for a different like either a different showing of the same show, or you can exchange them completely for a whole different like if it's a ballet ticket, you can exchange it for another ballet.
Oh, so is the Tchaikovsky thing a ballet?
So the Tchaikovsky thing is a symphony. So what
Okay.
I did was I had ballet tickets I couldn't go to, and so I exchanged those for a symphony. So the ballet, the orchestra, the symphony, and the opera are all interchangeable.
Okay, I feel
The
like
Broadway
I would not
series
see a
is its own
symphony thing because
So I don't know that I've ever gone. So I was like, I'm interested. I'll go do it once, see if I like it. But so he's actually going to go see the Nutcracker Ballet with me next
that's
weekend.
nice.
Yeah,
We've already talked about my impression of the Nutcracker Ballet, which is mainly from Will and Grace. Just I'm not watching the damn dancing toys. I've seen the movies. I'm fine.
yeah.
I'm good.
Well, I've seen the movie.
Also, I feel like the movie was scary. So
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I've never seen the actual stage show. So I'm intrigued to see if I will like the stage show better. Because you're
Maybe.
right. The movie it gets scary.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
There, we have been discovering things. I took my husband to see The Dark Crystal, which is a Muppet movie from 40 years ago.
Right.
So my husband was -3 when it came out. What? That's right. No, he was -2. So we're sitting on a family call. I think I've referenced before that my brother-in-law is my age, give or take 4 months. He's older. And so and my husband's sister is 2 years older than him. So my husband and his sister basically married people of the same age,
Yeah.
which is great because he and I can look at each other and be like, are you fucking kidding me? How do they not know this? And then I'm like, also we're 10 and 12 older, 2
Yeah.
years older. I mean, it happened while they were alive, but they were 4 and 2.
You're right.
So when it comes to this movie, husband's -2. We were on the family call last week, and I said, "Oh, I took him to go see The Dark Crystal." He wasn't as impressed with it as I was. Also, not as scared as I was when I was 10. And my sister-in-law just looks up, and my brother-in-law's nodding his head, and she's like, "I don't know what movie this is," and I'm like, "Oh, it's a Muppet movie." I just when I was 10, I found the Skeksis very scary. It was scary to me when I
Yeah.
was 10. It's still kind of creepy, but
Yeah.
as an adult, I'm like, oh, that's weird.
I mean, Muppets can get creepy.
Yeah. And it was weird how they did it. Now that I'm an adult, I see things that I didn't see before, but they're still fucking creepy.
And we're talking not like the Muppets as in the Muppets that you
No,
know. Like they're
so-
just Muppet, like the puppets Muppets.
Kind of. So it's a Jim Henson production. So I don't know if he wrote it and whatever, but there are people in the costumes because the Skeksis and the Mystics are full sized.
Right.
And then the fuck do they call them? These little humanoid characters. Gelfins? Gelfins. Gelflings. The Gelflings are humanoid kind of characters. And so those are full ass puppets because they're tiny. But when one of them is rolling down a hill
Yeah.
of a meadow, it's actually shot from very far away and they're using a human being in the same outfit. And the reason you know that it's a human being is because when they get to the bottom of the hill, their hair is huge. Like the wig has gotten askew. And then they cut to a close up and the Gelfling has like perfectly smoothed hair. Like, damn, that was fast. Anyway, so I was talking about the, if you guys are hearing like a giant groan, it's the,
Oh, it's the air conditioner. In the
we can't do
hotel
anything
room.
about it. Hopefully
Yeah.
the rest of it sounds good. So I was like, it was kind of scary. He wasn't as impressed with it as I was. And he was like, nah, I liked it. And I feel like my brother-in-law was as offended as I was. I'm like, this is not. And then his sister saying, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, because you were 2 when it came out. And then I just got a dead look into my soul. And I'm like, what? You married her.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, I would have been more illegal than you, but you married her. So we're good. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sharing stuff with him is super, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially pop culture stuff that like you remember that he doesn't.
Yeah. Also, he sees stuff as an adult and is like, why were you scared of this?
Yeah.
Because I was
Because
fucking 10.
yeah.
And that one keeps going, oh my God.
Yeah, I'll stick with Miss Piggy and Kermit. I like them. They're
Oh
fun.
my gosh. You had a parade.
Oh, I did have a parade, and Mindy was kind enough to join me. So
We'll put a picture up of this.
I'm a volunteer in a local organization that does a festival every year. And throughout the year, we plan the festival, and then it's a springtime festival thing. But we also participate in the other activities that the city puts on, and the city does a holiday parade. And so our festival group puts in a entry into the parade every year. And this year I was in charge of the entry, which I'll be honest, it was like a last minute pull together kind of thing. So we basically pass out some glowy things
We
and some
invited people from the
flyers.
dart team, and they were like, cool idea. No.
Yeah. And I was in charge and like nobody would volunteer to be in the parade.
Oh, and another thing, it was fucking nice not nice weather, but it was like 40s.
The day before it was like 40, 50 maybe.
Yeah, no, day of 35.
Yeah, it was like 40 during the day, and then it dropped hard because the parade is later in the evening because it's a holiday
Okay,
thing.
later it's at 5:30.
It's at 5:30. Well, okay, so
It's dark.
in the winter in Ohio. Yeah, it gets dark early, so it's like it ends with like down at the park, the Central Park, where they light the Christmas tree and all that stuff. So they do it later so that it's dark out, so they can light the Christmas tree. Well, so I had a hard time finding people to walk in the parade. There was only like one other girl that like volunteered to be in the parade from the organization. So I'm like, hey mom, you want to come up and be in the parade? And she's like, yeah, that'd be great. So I'm like, great. And then we were playing darts and I was like, hey Mindy, want to be in a parade? But what time is it? And I told her and she was like, I could probably do that and then go to my thing. And I was like, if you could, that'd be amazing. And then because I was like feeling very shitty that we didn't have like a big entry or anything, I was like trying to find ways to jazz up our like, walking group. So I went on Amazon and found
one car.
one
with
car.
a sign.
Yep.
With mom.
Yep.
And Brandy.
Uh-huh.
And friend and 2 reluctant teenagers.
Yeah. So Mindy was kind enough to walk with us. And then I asked her if she wouldn't mind walking as a Christmas tree, because I found on Amazon their whole thing was like, I don't know, bright and merry or something like that. And they wanted everybody to wear lights and glow and stuff because it was a night and it's darker.
Right.
So I found one of those blow up inflatable costumes, but it also had LED lights in it. So it lit up and it was a Christmas tree. So you wear this and you're basically a walking lit up Christmas tree. And so I bought it, and Mindy said that she would wear it and walk in the parade. And so we got there and she put it on. And it
was
turns out
adorable.
It was adorable, but apparently you can't see very well. And also, because it's a Christmas tree, it goes down pretty far, which means there is not a lot of room for you to actually move your legs to walk.
And once it's inflated,
Yeah.
there is a foot, at least 12 inches of material that you cannot compress between your ankles. So then your ankles have to be shoulder width apart at all times.
Yeah. And so walking.
So go home,
difficult.
take an exercise band, tie it around your ankles so that you only have 12 inches to move your feet in or out. They can't go further and they can't come closer. And then run down the street.
Yeah. Because in the parade, we were behind 2.
I feel like they should have put us at the front. We could have set a great pace.
Oh, yeah. Because the pace that we were walking was actually the pace that they wanted us to go.
Oh, you know who I looked like? I looked like the old Grimace.
Oh, yes.
I looked like a green Grimace.
Yeah, green Grimace. And we were behind 2 performance vehicle things.
Right.
So it was just a truck and a car, and they kept like flying up and then having to stop and then flying up. And I'm like, you guys, the whole point of a parade is to just go very slow at a steady pace.
Right.
Which we were doing. But then like Mindy felt like she had to keep like running kind of like thing. So we were trying to hold up the costume so that
because
she
we
had
were
more.
like, I mean, from what I could see,
Yeah, we were pretty far behind at certain points.
we're like a block away.
Yeah, well,
And
it's
I'm
because
like,
they
why
were
are they doing that?
flying down the
And
street.
also, I need to talk to people who ran the parade
Yeah.
next year and be like, hey, when you have people like that, because there were people who were in charge of the parade all down the route.
Yeah.
You should be the one. I only know this. I'm not being bossy.
Yeah.
I grew up doing car shows and parades and
Yeah.
stuff like that with the cars. And if you're directing the parade, you run up to people and say, hey, you're going too fast. You need to drop back. When I tell you can go, you can go. Until then, you have to wait until everybody catches up.
Right.
Quit doing that.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Anyway, so
No, but yes.
the last time I saw, we were a block away.
Yeah, so we had like 3 vehicles in front of us that were just driving. And they were just driving 20 miles an hour or whatever. Like
That
you're not
freaking
supposed
elf
to do it.
sitting on the back of that one must have been cold. Fuck
Yeah,
her, though.
there was one of the cars that had like this giant wing on the back. It was like a sports car, and so they had a girl dressed
Somebody
up as,
put their 100-pound girlfriend in an elf suit.
yeah, she was dressed up like Elf on the Shelf, and she was sitting on the back of the car. And oh my god, yeah, she looked so cold. But the other thing that I thought was hilarious, and I didn't find this out until later, is that behind us was the Girl Scouts. And there was
fuck those Girl Scouts because she called me a green potato 9 times
there
to
was
my
one
face.
little girl that just kept coming over and telling her she
Like, I'm like, I don't want to be mean to this little girl, but she was like, you're a green potato. I said this after, I don't even know where I was when I said this. I felt bad after saying it, but I was at darts. And I felt bad saying it, but I was like, no, I should have fucking said it and just been like, whatever. I'm
Yeah.
in a costume. You don't know who I am.
Right.
She just kept calling me a green potato. And then when we're at darts, I was like, all I wanted to be like is look up at her and be like, you need braces. We're even.
Yep. Go away now. Well, and it was completely like standing in the like the queue line or whatever, like getting ready to go out, and like we're just standing there minding our own business. And she like runs away from her group to come over to tell you look like a green potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll punch you in the face.
Go away.
I would if I could move my arms.
That's the other thing. You can't leave the costume because it has arms on the tree, but like they're fully enclosed with like fingers at the end, so you can put your
And
hands
just
into
because
them.
the costume is inflated. So here's how it looked from the inside of the costume. If you take your arms out of the arms of the tree, they don't inflate.
Oh.
If you want to look at the eyeballs, you actually still have to have your arms up in the air because it has to be the armholes were kind of structured.
Yeah.
But they have to sit on your biceps in order for you to be able to see. Otherwise, it just drops down to your chin. And you can only look out of one eye or the other.
Right, because they're too far apart.
because there's like 2 inches of material in between the eye holes. They're like, we'll just pick one.
So you have to have your arms up. I've dislocated one. I've had surgery on the other. We did great.
I felt so bad though.
so I
You
had
were
my
like
arms up.
blind.
The costume is like elastic on your ankles so that it can be blown up. And then I am running on my tiptoes with my feet a foot apart from each other. And I'm like, bink, 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 bink. So I'm like trying to, I don't know. I wish we would take a video of it. I was like, pat, 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 pat. And then the teenagers were supposed to just be like, hey, there's a hole in the street. Thank God Miamisburg has a great main street.
Yeah.
There were nary a hole. I think I tripped over a man cover at one point. Manhole cover. So I was like, we cannot stay this far behind. It started giving me anxiety. So I was like, the only way for me to be able to run and catch up in this costume, and I can't imagine what it looked like from the outside, is I pulled the whole costume up to where it was not above my knees, which would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But it was below my knees, which then gave me my calves in my feet. Which meant then that I had to hold the whole Christmas tree up. But then I was blind because now the eye holes were above my head. And then the teenage girls were like, well, take your hands. But I still have to have my hands in the armholes to hold it up.
Right.
So then I'm running with my arms above my head. And I have 2 14-year-olds, one on either side of me. And I'm like, I don't trust these girls for shit.
No.
Like, by the time you or the other girl took over, I was like apparently all the way to the right running into the sidewalk.
We finally, the adults in the group finally were like, okay, you guys can't help her clearly. So like me and Well, one of the other. So I ended up having two girls from the organization volunteer. So one of the girls drove the car, and the other one was walking with us. And so we took turns holding Mindy's hand while she was holding the costume up, so that we could direct her down the street.
Yeah. So all I kept getting is come left, come left, come left, go right, go right, go right. I'm like, I'm returning a corner. Because I don't understand. Like, you're like, come right. And so I'm like, sidestep, sidestep, sidestep. And they're like, you're not going far enough. And I'm like, how fucking far do you want me to go? Also, I can only step 6 inches at a time. And so I know from my watch, which I'm surprised my watch recorded anything.
Right.
Because my arms were in the air. It was at least 0.67 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it was probably actually like a mile or so.
Yeah.
But we're like,
I think the parade's
all
a
I
mile.
can see are, I can't even see anything. There's just streaks coming in through it. And I was like, oh, it's the lines of the road. Nope. Those are street lights that are shining down through this, like causing an issue. Because I think at one point I told you, like, I can see the line on the street. Nope.
Nope. Not it.
So I'm like, are we almost done? Are we almost done? I'm sweating profusely.
Oh, God.
Are we almost done? Are we almost done? And you're like, we just have to take a right. We're almost there. We're going to take a right. We're going to take a right. Okay, stop. Step sideways. And I'm like, what? She was like, you're going to step up onto a sidewalk. And I was like, this is not going to happen. She's like, no, there's a ramp. Okay, so I'm like, big, 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 big. Zebe.
And then run after the car to be like, pull over to the left.
Oh, my
pull
God.
Over to the left.
So your mom and the other girl were trying to help me, and they were trying to get the costume off over my boots, which is how we put it on.
Right.
But by the time we got to the end, my feet were swollen and my Uggs were, I got my foot out of my Uggs. I couldn't get my foot back into my Uggs. So then I'm running over to the car because now we've taken the costume off.
Yeah.
And it's 35 degrees out, and now I'm just cold because
Right.
all of the sweat on my body.
Well, that's the thing. I came after I got the car to pull over. I come running back and I just see you with one boot off, and I'm like, "What is happening?"
Can't get it back on.
Yep.
So we all get in the car. And I'm like, cool, just I need you to take me back to the bar so I could get my van. I have to get ready at the bar.
Oh yeah, and we took you to the bar, and then
And I was gathering my things.
yeah,
And then I get out and I go to get in my van. And there's no, you guys know when your phone is in your car and it's hooked to the Bluetooth, there's like a little battery meter.
yeah.
There's nothing. I'm like, I had my phone. There's nothing. Shit. Let me go back and look. Oh, because I drove it around the building. Let me go back and look where I was parked.
Right.
Shit. Hey, guess what you do when you don't have your phone? You have to then go find somebody who has Brandy's phone number. So I run into the bar and I find her boyfriend and I'm like, call Brandy. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, now. My phone is in Kim's car.
And so at the same time this was happening, we had, after we dropped Mindy off, we circled back downtown because we were going to go walk around a little bit or do something and get dinner. And we had parked. And right after we parked, we had opened the door and I looked and your phone was just sitting on the back seat. And so we saw it immediately and I was like, oh no, it's Mindy's phone. And
This
I know
is
she,
the second time.
well, and we had a conversation before the parade about how you were going to a show that night and the tickets were on your phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, she can't even get into the show without her phone. So I looked at my mom and I was like, we got to take this back over to
I
Mindy.
can't get to the fucking theater without my phone because I don't know where it is.
Yeah, and
I've
so-
lived in Dayton my whole life. That theater is older than I am, but I don't know how to fucking get
Still
to
don't
it.
know how to get it. Well, so I look at it and I go, okay, we got to take this back over to her. And my mom looks at me and goes, do we drive? And I looked at her and I was like, we just got premium parking downtown. And where Mindy is 2 blocks away. We're walking. So we grabbed the phone, locked the car, and we were literally walking over there. And when my boyfriend called me, I was in the back parking lot, like walking up to the building because I was like, I know she's going to be there for a minute because I know she said she had to get ready at the bar before she left. So I was like, she's going to be there for a hot second. So hopefully we can make it over there before she notices it's missing and panics.
No, didn't happen. So, and then he offered very sweetly. He was like, you can just stay inside. I'll go get the phone. I'm like, no, I got to take my licks. Come into view of your mom. She was like, this is the second time. Second time you've left your phone in my car. And I'm like, I feel bad enough as it is. Plus, I got shit to do. I don't have time to go over my failings in life. Just have the fucking phone. I'm going to leave. So I went inside. And do you know how crazy you look being inside the bar at Star City, getting dressed in the big stall? Because I had to strip.
Right.
Sorry for TMI, including my bra and my underwear, which I'm glad I planned for because I had sweated through
Everything.
both of them.
Yeah.
So then I'm just kind of like standing in the stall on top of my boots, like trying to air dry. And super glad it's at one end of the bar. Nobody has any reason to walk down there and look through the stall gaps. That so did that, got dressed, got out, putting my face on, because I had to go in public. Like being in a tree is not the same as going in public. So I was putting my face on. My hair was soaking wet.
Oh.
On the underside, top not so bad.
Yeah.
So I go over to the
The hair dryer
Excalibur,
thing.
the whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I go over to it. It doesn't do anything. And I'm like, so then the one bartender comes in, and I was like, hey, is there like some place to plug this in on the back side of the wall or whatever? And she was like, no, it's been broken. He's not going to fix it. And I was like, oh, I just thought he like turned it off for COVID.
Oh.
And I'll tell you this, I don't use air hand dryers. Like I will wipe my hands on my jeans because all they do is aerosolize pee and poop
Yeah.
onto your hands. But my hair was wet and I couldn't use the straightener on it. So she was like, there's nobody in the men's room. I'll go block the door for you because that one works. And I was like, okay. So then I'm sticking my head under, and it's the hair dryer that's like, or not the hair dryer, it's hand dryer, depending on how you use it. So it's the one that's like really strong. It's like Excalibur,
Yeah. It's like
Exonerator.
the high pressure, whatever. Yeah.
So I was sticking my head under it, blow drying my hair, but my head wasn't in the right spot to trigger it. So I'd have to like wave my hand above my head while I'm face down underneath it, upside down. So like waving my hand and pulling my, and there's like a guy that walked by and he's like, I don't even want to know. I don't need to pee that bad. I'm like, you fucking go pee. I don't care. You just can't use the hair dryer or the hand dryers. I do there and I get my hair dry and I go and straighten it. And there's like 7 women who have walked in while I'm doing all of this. And I'm like, fuck it, I live here.
Yep. That's what happens.
This is where I live.
Yep. That's all
I
good.
sleep back there. It's cool. Yeah, so I did make it downtown for the event.
Nice.
I did find out where it was. I still couldn't get back down there if you told me where it was. I parked in the parking garage. Dee works downtown.
Yeah.
She knows more about downtown than me, who has run the mean streets of it since I was 19. So we both parked in the same parking lot, which is technically the Schuster parking building.
Okay.
Parking.
Yeah. The
Whatever.
garage or whatever.
I went out, walked around the front of the Schuster, over, hang a left.
Yeah.
Victoria's down that way.
Yeah.
T walks out of the alley.
Yeah. There's an alley there that you can walk through.
I was like, are you shitting me? I just ran around past like 5 people asking for handouts and one guy playing a bucket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I could have just walked through the alley. I mean,
yeah.
taking your life into your own hands.
We
but-
did that the first time we went down. We went down to a show, I don't know, a few months ago, and I thought it was in the Schuster Center. We parked in the big garage, and like we walk up to the door, and I pull on the door handle. It was fucking locked, and I was like,
Also, there's nothing inside the Schuster that's like, hey, there's an opening in the wall over here,
Yeah.
and it will take you to this street.
Yeah.
Or there's not even a fucking sign that's like, go up these stairs
oh yeah,
to get to the street.
no, there's not.
Nothing. No
there's,
guidance.
There's nothing. Thankfully, there was a dude like inside the building. I don't know if he was a security guard, janitor, what he was, but he saw me jiggle the door, and as soon as I did it, it was locked. I was like, oh fuck! And so I got my phone out and immediately started trying to search and see where the hell we were supposed to be, or like what's going on, thinking I had the wrong day or something. And so he comes over and he opens the door and he goes, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "We're supposed to be at the show, and I don't know." And he goes, "Oh, it's over at that theater." And he goes, "Go right down here. There's an alley. Just go down the alley, and it's right there when you pop out of the alley." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." Like, thank God you were
Oh my
standing
God.
there.
When we were leaving that show, so keeping in mind that she's from Dayton, Oakwood. She's from Dayton. There's not a person alive in Oakwood that would tell you that they're from Dayton unless they need to sell tickets to a show, and then
That's
they're
true.
a Dayton hometown girl. So, as you can imagine, she's like my age, maybe a few years younger. But let's say she's someplace between 38 and 45.
Okay.
So she's not my age, but she's, 36 to
age.
45. Yeah. So people that she knew growing up, not just people she went to high school with, but like the parents of people she knew growing up,
Yeah.
still live in Oakwood.
Oh yeah.
And then like if you're filming a special, you want your people.
Right.
So she has like the field hockey team of 2002. Oh, she's more your age.
Yeah.
She's got like the field hockey team of 2002 here, and she's got like her best friend's parents, who one of them's an attorney. God, I wish I could remember his last name. Kaufman. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, it was hilarious because she said his last name and then his first name, and the only reason I know he's an attorney is because she was telling a story about getting busted in 8th grade at a UD frat party, which is not hard to do at all,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
getting picked up and taken to jail. Oakwood jail, whatever. Parents had to come get her. And
Yeah.
she was like, and Alan was like, damn, can't I just be a normal person and not an attorney for one night? And I was like, hey, are you taking cases? I don't have one, but I just want to know. So the entire lower section of Victoria Theater is like people she knows, basically. And then
Yeah.
like a few people who were lucky enough to get tickets like that could buy them. The rest of us in the balcony seats were like just fucking people. And so then on the way, you've been to Victoria Theater. It is Victoria Theater is old. And so everything goes toward the middle of the building. And there are only 8 doors out
Yeah.
right in front of you. And there's a giant lobby, not giant. It's just wide enough to have 8 doors.
Yeah.
And everybody in fucking from Oakwood was standing from the steps to the doors in the middle,
Oh God.
blocking everything. And I'm like, I'm going to start shoving people. And I'm going to need Alan to be my attorney because I'm going to knock one of these bitches down. And I'm going to have to pay for it. Sucks. Oh my God. Well, it's been a long weekend.
It has been. It's been a good weekend though.
So we'll let you guys know. We're supposed to hook up with a couple of other people. We will be on the 2 Cents Critic again.
At the end of the month.
We're going to try and make him not have to edit or have a 3-hour show.
Yep.
One or the other.
It's our goal. Life goals.
We're gonna not start talking or asking questions after he tells us that we're doing this.
Yeah. Because I
we
clearly didn't understand the instructions.
we misunderstood the format. I felt so bad. I was like, we're assholes. Anyway, so we'll
But
be on
hey,
that.
he's having us come back, so you know.
Right. We'll be on that. There, we got invited to a very innovative thing. Brandy got an invitation. I also got the invitation, but let's just say I'm useless. It's like a Marvel universe.
Yeah, but you're
show,
like my emotional support animal when it comes to these
right.
things.
I'm just
so,
gonna sit there and be
yeah.
like, yay! I'll laugh. I'll give you laughs. That's
Hey,
what it is.
I'm good with that. That's fantastic.
So
Nobody
we're
else
gonna-
laughs at me.
We're gonna do a couple of those. So if you don't hear from us until January, don't be alarmed.
Yeah.
I'm still on Twitter. You can still reach me by email or from the website. Please find us, follow us, like us.
Share us, do that all thing. Insta, Twitter, DBBL_podcast, Facebook, YouTube, DBL podcast, and our website, of course, DBBLpodcast.com, or you can email us at DBBLpodcast@gmail.com.
Great. We do take invitations to join you. One of
yeah.
these days we will start inviting people, but
Yeah.
we haven't run out of shit to talk about yet.
That's true.
So again, we won't be around till middle or end of January, and it's nothing against you. We're just we
And-
got shit happening.
And we'll probably get to talk about my cruise, which hopefully this time it's not a disaster.
Fingers crossed.
Everybody pray for me.
You don't have to get COVID tests this year, right?
I don't. They just, I spread the thing. We don't have to do COVID tests.
I'm sorry. I'm going to call it. Brandy's going to lose her luggage and come home with COVID.
I'm not checking a bag. I'm carrying on.
And
That's it.
Kim's going to tell you all the ways you did it wrong.
Well, probably. But that's normal.
We will hear from you guys again in January. Reach out if you have any questions. We will follow up with some updates at the end of January.
Yeah.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Yeah. Happy
Good
holidays.
New Year.
Yeah.
Cheers. No, I don't have my watch on, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's the dirty people.
I mean, unless they need something from us.
But I am going to turn this on silent so that it stops